What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is Carnival Scam Science and how to win. It's not a secret, is it? Carnivals are definitely scamming you with these games.
Yeah, they are, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like the first thing we're seeing on the screen, standard basketball hoop height, 10 foot. That is probably, I'd say it's either going to be 12 foot or it's going to be like 8 foot.
Yeah, it's a scam.
It's going to be different. So you might think you're like a 3-point specialist or something. But, I reckon the hoop's smaller as well. So it only just fits in. I bet it's smaller than a regulation hoop.
Yeah, I reckon it's like just a bit bigger than, tiny bit bigger than the ball.
Yeah, so you've got to absolutely nail it. So we know it's a scam, but let's see how to win it. It's Mark Rober. We checked out his glitter bomb stuff.
Yeah.
Which we really enjoyed. I've seen a few of his other videos before, like an NFL kicker one robot.
Yeah.
He's absolutely insane, so go and check his channel out in the description below. But wait after this video, because he's got a lot of subscribers. He doesn't need our shout-outs. So watch to the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm keen for this one. You ready?
I'm ready. And
let's get straight into it. Go on Carnival Scam Science. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and let's see how to win them. Let's go.
11 feet.
Ooh, higher.
11 feet. It's no secret that carnivals exist to make money, and to do that most effectively, they employ a bunch of little tricks to make you overestimate your chances of winning, in some cases to such an extent that it's basically a scam. So I spent a couple days coming down to this amusement park and observing and collecting data on all of the carnival games. So today I'm going to tell you which games are the biggest ripoffs and the scientific reasons why. I even Nancy Drewed how much the carnival actually pays for the prizes that people can win. But there is hope, because I'll also show you some legitimate tricks on how to win the most popular games, along with what happens when you show up to the carnival with your professional baseball playing buddy who happens to play for the New York Mets.
Oh, wow. That's smart, you see. That is smart.
Let's get started.
Where is this? Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, which is in
California?
California? I believe it is. I think you're right on that one. What will be interesting to see how much they actually pay for the stuff. Because you always think, oh, I'll give it another go. And you end up spending like 20 quid
you can just buy it off
$20.
Amazon for like £5.
Exactly. And you think, oh, I want to win it for that. Yeah. But it'd be interesting.
Any kind of legitimate investigation needs to start with solid data as the foundation.
Yes,
so with the promise of unlimited churros, I had some friends secretly help me collect data on all 24 carnival games for a full day. Not only did we capture how many times each game was played, but we also recorded how many times people actually won each game and the prize they won. And so the first observation, based on the data we collected, is that this relatively small park collects $20,000 a day off their carnival games alone.
Wow.
So to help frame the rest of the observations, we'll divide the games into 3 groups. The first group, you've got the random chance games. Games like these, where no skill is involved and you're basically just rolling dice. And for the second group, you have your skill-based games, like the basketball shot, or the milk bottle throw, or the basket toss game, where if you bring some kind of skill or strategy to the table, you can increase your chances of winning. And the final category are the games that are pretty much impossible. These ones are borderline scams. There are 3 games in this category that lots of people attempted and nobody won. And if they did win, like in the case of the ladder climb, it was for a very specific reason, which I will address later. So let's start by talking about the random chance games. Calculating your chance of winning here is pretty straightforward. You just divide the winning outcomes by the total outcomes and you get a percentage. So in this case, there are about 1,600 total cups and 160 winning cups. So that's a 10% chance, or 1 in 10 throws will win. There are a ton of games similar to this, but the catch is they always use balls that are lightweight and have a high coefficient of restitution, meaning they bounce really well off things. This makes it much less likely the ball will end up where you originally aimed it. To illustrate this point, think how much easier this game would be with beanbags, which are heavier and don't bounce. With a ping pong ball, however, any imperfection in the aim of your original throw is magnified, which essentially randomizes things. If you have no skills, these are the games that you want to play. But don't get too excited, because even when you win, you lose. After some investigative work, I uncovered the source where they ordered their prizes from, and so even if you got lucky and won on your first throw, it would cost you $1.50 for a prize that cost them 45 cents. But you usually don't get.
You see what I mean? That's when you first throw.
See, like, I get it. Like, you're getting ripped off. Like, I feel like I know that when I go to a fair.
Oh, definitely.
But, like, I feel like for the kids, it's the actual game, isn't it?
I don't know. They want the teddy.
Because you could just say to them, I'll spend £20 buying you teddies.
Yeah,
but they'll want to go to the fair instead.
But they want, but they want it right there and then. They see it and go, "No, I want that one."
Take them to a toy shop.
I don't care about
and
Amazon
say,
in a week's
you
time.
have £20 in the toy shop,
Yeah, but
or
you-
£20 at the fair. They're gonna go for the fair. They
Yeah,
are.
because you go on the rides and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, but like this, they reckon they'd pick this.
No, I don't know. Well, if you said, all right, you can have a go on this game, you may not get anything, or you can have £20 on teddies, the exact same stuff, but go for the teddies.
No, I don't think.
But you go to a fair because you get your candy floss, you get your ride, you get your stuff like that, and then this is just to, oh, I want my teddy, I want it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not gonna get it.
But that is mental. But that you're paying pretty much triple the price it was, weren't it? Just for
And you probably wouldn't just
the
have one
first
go.
That's for the first go.
But that says that, yeah, that's for the first go. So you probably go for the 5 ball, wouldn't you? So
Probably.
£5, $5.
To win maybe nothing, and it was 45 cents. You
can get like.
I kind of wish I didn't know this because we are probably going to go to, like, say, Alton Towers again someday in the future, and we are going to waste our money on this, and that's just going to hurt more even when we win, because I'll be like, still don't feel as good now. You know
Or
what I
when we
mean?
take our kids, we'll just say no, we'll go to the shop instead.
To be fair, I do like the game
You like
tip
it
as well.
though, don't you,
I do
though? That's
enjoy
the
the
thing.
challenge.
That's
Good
good
on
at
your
Pepper
first
Dog
try.
as
So
well.
treating this as an expected value problem in statistics, it would take you an average of 5 times to land it in a yellow cup, which means you pay $7.50 for something that cost them 45 cents.
Wow.
In the case of the big prize, by landing it in the super rare gold cup, it's even worse. It would take you an average of 25 tries, which works out to $38 for something that cost them $6. And I'll add, the number of people we observed winning matched up pretty well with these statistical predictions. Now let's talk about the second group, which are the skill-based games. And one of the most popular in this category is the basketball toss, with 825 plays the day that we observed. Now a standard three-pointer is 24 feet back on a rim that is 10 feet off the ground. But in this case, the line is 28 feet back on a rim that is 11 feet off the ground, which is subtle, but if you have a deadly three-pointer locked into your muscle memory, you will tend to miss short, which is exactly what we saw a bunch. The reason they have the big slope tarp in front is so that someone can't stand directly underneath the rim, where the height difference would be much more apparent. And here again, even if you go Steph Curry and drain your first $3 shot, you still lose because they only paid 80 cents for that basketball. Here's another example of getting you to overestimate your chances of winning by making subtle changes because the table is slanted up slightly, which will reduce the horizontal velocity of the ball after the bounce. So even if you dominated this game all through college, your previous experience almost becomes a handicap. This measure your pitch speed game is borderline fraudulent as their radar gun registers about 15 miles an hour too slow. And I know this because I measured the distance and then recorded in high speed and counted the frames. This pitch was clocked at 69 miles per hour, but it's much closer to 84. For the milk bottle game, the only catch
Yes,
here
see
is
that.
the bottles are
That's done. Like, you actually put, I suppose it's one of them, it's an old game, isn't it? But you'd be fuming. Because you'd probably get taken mick out of your mates as well. You'd be like, only 69, you know what I mean? I throw it at whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'd be fuming.
are metal and therefore heavier and more stable and harder to knock down than a typical bottle of that size. I've seen some carnivals though where these are bottom weighted, which would make them more steady and thus less likely to tip. To figure out which kind you have, you can ask to hold it, and the point at which it balances on your finger is the center of mass. The key to winning this game is hitting them right here with a hard enough throw to introduce sufficient kinetic energy. But don't throw it too hard because we noticed those who threw their hardest usually sacrificed on accuracy. About 1 in 14 people knocked this over on their first try. And then finally we have the basket toss game. And the key
Hate
here
this
is to
game.
have your first bounce hit on this front lip to reduce the kinetic energy enough that it won't bounce back out. About 1 in 10
So
throws
he's
will
just
win on
a
this game,
fetch.
according to
Yeah, see,
our
he's good, but the thing what winds me up, I don't know if you've experienced it well, or one of you guys, is I've always known how to do it. It just winds me up. I can't do it. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
annoying.
every
And then
game.
the person behind, who obviously does it every day, trying to sell you, it just goes, that's how you do it, and just nails it. I'm like, it winds me up. I don't know about you. You ever done it?
He's never done that. I've done it, but he's never like I've tried the game.
Yeah.
But I've never had that.
You never had it where baby's gone, oh no, it's like this, and the person who obviously running the game just nails it. I'm like, yeah. It's annoying.
observations. And now this brings us to the final category of the near impossible games, and there are 3 of them. On this first one, the goal is to shoot out this red star completely
never do that.
with this automatic BB gun. So the best strategy is to basically shoot a circle around the star to cut it out. Not only are the guns not accurate or precise, but the bigger issue is that you start out doing really well because there's enough surrounding paper for the BB to easily rip through like this. But Newton's third law tells us that you can only push on something as hard as it can resist resist your push. So at the end, you have these barely supported pieces of the star that just move out of the way when the BB comes without building up enough stress to rip the paper. Out of 120 plays, we saw nobody win this game all day. This ring bottle game is also impossibly difficult. Again, it's a lightweight object that's really bouncy to encourage randomness, but the actual inner diameter of the ring is really close to the outer diameter of the bottle. This means that any throw besides this pretty much perfect one will send the ring bouncing away without settling in on the bottle. If you really want this bear, I suggest going on Amazon and getting it for $47. I literally can't tell you how much money this will save you, because of the 840 rings we saw thrown, none stayed on a bottle.
Wow.
Which brings up sort of an obvious rule of thumb. If you want the feeling of winning a game, do not stop at any booth that offers really big prizes. And for the final near impossible game, let me reiterate that as a carnival owner, the most lucrative games are those which the customers overestimate their chances of success. No game is a better example of that than the ladder climb. There's a subtle issue with this game that I think people realize but don't internalize the significance. The ladder converges to be supported on the wall at 1 point instead of 2. If it was attached at 2 points, it's like crawling across a rope bridge, which is pretty easy. Let's pretend this is you, and if you shrunk all the weight of your body down to the average location, we call that spot the center of mass, which we'll mark with this dot. And once again, we can double check this is the right spot because it balances perfectly on one finger. If you draw imaginary lines connecting the different support points, that creates an area, and as long as your center of mass dot is within that area, it's impossible to fall off. But as soon as your center of mass dot is even a little bit outside of the area of supports, you start to rotate and fall off. And this is true no matter which way you orient it. If you've ever bent over to pick something up, you actually know this fact, whether you realize it or not. In this case, the region of support is between the back of your heels and the tips of your toes. When you reach over, you will naturally move your butt back to keep your center of mass in between those support points. And if you don't believe me, try picking something up while standing against the wall so you can't move your butt back. At the very moment your center of mass gets beyond your toes, you start to tip over. In the case of the ladder game, you're only connected at 1 point. So even though it looks wide because of the ladder rungs, that area of support reduces down to a line. So if you don't keep your center of mass directly above that line, you will start to rotate and fall off. In other words, to win this game, you basically need to be able to crawl across a tightrope. And you might think, well, I can do a slack line, so I can do this. But a slack line is actually much easier for 2 reasons. You can flail your arms and legs out to adjust your center of mass to keep it directly above that line of support. And your center of mass is higher, increasing your mass moment of inertia, making you more stable. In the same way, it's easier to balance this umbrella when it's extended versus when it's collapsed. So while there are a few videos that say tricks like maintain 3 points of contact, they're all basically useless because keeping your center of mass directly above a line is just something you have to get a feel for that takes a lot of practice. But once you've had enough practice, this is the one game at the carnival that's basically all skill, so you can win every time and clean them out. Unfortunately, the carnival owners know this, which is why it's also the only game with this super lame caveat. So now that we were carnival experts, I called up my buddy Matt Whitaker, who was recently
you just go, if you had 3 kids waiting, you knew you could do it, you just go on and get free toys.
Yeah, free toys, there you go, boom, smash it out. Well, hey, but that's the thing, where it's one of them things where you have to know how to do it, if you have to, you can't do it.
That's just, but that's a scam saying you're going to have one winner.
Pretty much, but you can lose as many times as you want.
Yes, they won't. So if you win, so if you're the second person winning, they'll say no.
Yeah, no, so you could do it. No, you get a prize. Oh wait, how do you mean?
Because I said 1 winner per month.
Like, let's say you could only win once.
I could only do it once.
Then if I went, I could win it once, and then but if I couldn't go again. Yeah. So, but you can lose as many times as you want. But let us do 50 losses. But as soon as you win, we go, nah, you figured it out. See you next month for your prize. But this is why I like Mark Rober videos. You learn something. Like you say, it gets you thinking. Because I mean, I don't know if you know his history. He's a NASA scientist, or he used to be an ex-NASA scientist. And you're just watching a fun video, really enjoying it, and you learn things. Yeah. Gets you thinking, I like it.
We'll definitely have to play baseball for the New York Mets to maximize our chances of winning any skill game that had to do with throwing.
Just absolutely blitzing it.
So clearly Matt had a deadly lock on any throwing game, but basketball is more my game. So to finish off the day, I decided I would bring his ego back into check. But as it turns out, if you are a world-class athlete in one sport, you are a really, really good athlete in all sports. So in conclusion, you should play the games if you think they're fun. Just know the odds are heavily stacked against you, so if you lose, it's NBD. Unlike this guy who lost his entire life savings playing carnival games. And if your motivation is to gain the love and admiration of someone special via a stuffed animal like this, you don't need carnival games to do that. Amazon works totally just as well. I just bought this for you, my lady.
Why?
Oh, that was good. Go and check out Margaret Odonnell. I'm sure 99% of people watching this here would have heard of him anyway. His link should be in the description. But do you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was good. It's funny.
So next time we go to Carnival, I was like, nah, it's a scam. We're going on. And then I'll go on.
Buy me something from Amazon.
Yeah, I'll buy something from Amazon. I'll go 42 cents.
Although
there you
he
go.
did actually win me after paying about £30 on one of those little grabbing
Oh,
machines.
the claw machines.
He did win me a teddy, didn't you?
Yeah, that was early days though, so I had to win you something at least.
Yeah, but
now
then,
I just bought off Amazon.
Yeah, but then it was like £30. You could have bought it
I
on
know.
£10 off Amazon.
I could have got you a lot better one. But it was a good crack, that wasn't it?
That
was a good crack. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it, guys. Smash the subscribe button. Let us know if you want us to check out more Mark Rober stuff in the comments. Like you say, we learned stuff and enjoy the video, so we definitely will do. We've only reacted to him once before. We can definitely do more. So smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe button and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.